The sun does not ask for permission before it rises, and neither does the heat when it begins to press against your body, silently testing your strength, your awareness, and your will to protect what matters most. Imagine stepping outside on a warm day, feeling the air wrap around you like an invisible weight, and believing for a moment that it is just another ordinary day. But for someone living with chronic kidney disease, that moment carries a hidden risk, a quiet danger that most people never even consider. The body, already working harder than it should, begins to lose fluid more quickly, and with every drop of sweat, a deeper imbalance starts to form. This is where awareness becomes power, and understanding becomes survival. You see, the kidneys are not just organs. They are guardians of balance, constantly filtering, adjusting, and protecting the body from harm. When heat enters the equation, it disrupts this delicate harmony, pushing the body toward dehydration and instability. And this is why the message becomes urgent, not fearful, but empowering, because knowledge gives you control. Dr. Mathew R. Weir has often emphasized that the smallest changes in hydration and blood pressure can create significant consequences for kidney health, especially under extreme conditions. His insights remind us that the body speaks in signals, subtle at first, but meaningful if we choose to listen. A dry mouth, a slight dizziness, a feeling of unusual fatigue. These are not just minor inconveniences. They are warnings, gentle but firm, asking for attention before something more serious unfolds. The challenge is that many people ignore these signals, believing they can push through discomfort, believing strength means endurance without pause. But true strength, real strength, lies in awareness and action. It lies in choosing to care for your body before it demands attention in more painful ways. Think about how easily a simple glass of water can become a powerful act of protection. How stepping into shade can become a decision that preserves your health. These are not small choices. They are acts of responsibility toward yourself. And yet, the world often moves too fast, encouraging us to overlook these simple truths. We chase productivity, we ignore fatigue, and we dismiss the quiet needs of our bodies until they become loud problems. But what if you chose differently today? What if you decided that your health deserves priority? That your well-being is not something to be negotiated or delayed? Living with chronic kidney disease does not mean living in fear. It means living with intention, with awareness, and with respect for the limits and needs of your body. It means understanding that heat is not just an external condition, but a force that interacts with your internal balance in ways that demand attention. And when you begin to see it this way, everything changes. You no longer see hydration as optional. You see it as essential. You no longer see rest as weakness. You see it as wisdom. And in that shift, you begin to reclaim control, not just over your health, but over your mindset. Because the truth is, every challenge carries within it an opportunity to grow stronger, to become more aware, and to build habits that protect and empower you. This is not just about avoiding risk. It is about creating a life where you are actively supporting your body, where every choice you make moves you closer to stability, strength, and resilience. And as you continue to listen, to learn, and to act, you begin to realize that even in the face of something as simple yet powerful as heat, you have the ability to respond with intelligence, with care, and with purpose, turning what could be a threat into a moment of awareness and control that shapes a healthier and more conscious life moving forward. But there is a moment, often unnoticed, when the situation begins to shift from manageable to dangerous, and it does not arrive with loud alarms or dramatic warnings, but rather through a slow, almost invisible progression that catches many people off guard. The body continues to lose fluids, the heat lingers longer than expected, and what once felt tolerable starts to feel exhausting, yet still, many choose to ignore it, believing they can endure just a little longer. This is where the real challenge begins, not in the heat itself, but in the decisions made under its pressure. Because when dehydration deepens, the blood becomes thicker, circulation becomes less efficient, and the kidneys, already under strain, begin to struggle in silence. Blood pressure may fluctuate unpredictably, sometimes dropping too low, sometimes rising in ways that create further stress. And all of this happens beneath the surface, hidden from immediate view. Dr. Mathew R. Weir has highlighted that these internal changes are not always immediately felt, which makes them even more dangerous, because by the time the symptoms become obvious, the damage may already be progressing. This is the suspense that many people do not realize they are living in, a silent build-up of risk that grows stronger with every moment of neglect. Imagine walking forward, unaware that the ground beneath you is slowly becoming unstable, that each step you take without awareness increases the chance of falling. That is what unmanaged heat exposure can feel like for someone with chronic kidney disease. The body tries to adapt, it tries to compensate, but there is a limit to what it can handle. And when that limit is crossed, the consequences can escalate quickly, leading to fatigue that feels overwhelming, confusion that clouds judgment, and in severe cases, conditions that require urgent medical attention. Yet, even in this rising tension, there is a powerful truth that must not be ignored. Prevention is always within reach. The story does not have to end in crisis, because every moment offers a choice, a chance to step back, to reassess, and to act with intention. The question is not whether the heat is dangerous. The question is whether you're willing to respect its impact and respond accordingly. This is where discipline becomes your greatest ally. It is easy to say you will drink water later, that you will rest after finishing one more task, that you will take care of yourself when it becomes absolutely necessary. But waiting for urgency often means waiting too long. Real strength is shown in the quiet decisions, the ones that no one applauds, the ones that seem small but carry immense value. Choosing to hydrate before you feel thirsty, choosing to pause before exhaustion takes over, choosing to listen to your body instead of ignoring it. These are the actions that separate awareness from regret. And as the pressure builds, as the heat continues to challenge your limits, you begin to understand that this is not just a physical battle, but a mental one as well. It is about resisting the urge to push beyond what is safe, about redefining what it means to be strong. Strength is not about enduring harm. It is about preventing it. It is about recognizing that your health is not something to gamble with, but something to protect with consistency and care. The suspense lies in the fact that every day presents a new test, a new opportunity to either ignore the risks or to rise above them with knowledge and action. And those who choose awareness, who choose discipline, who choose to act before the situation becomes critical, are the ones who transform a hidden danger into a manageable challenge, proving that even in the face of uncertainty, the right choices can create stability, safety, and a sense of control that carries them forward with confidence and resilience. And yet, beyond the tension, beyond the hidden risks and silent warnings, there is a powerful sense of control waiting to be claimed by those who choose awareness over neglect and discipline over delay. Because the truth is, no matter how intense the heat may become, no matter how challenging the circumstances feel, there is always a path forward that leads to protection, stability, and strength. It begins with a simple but profound shift in mindset. The realization that your health is not something to react to only when it declines, but something to actively nurture every single day. When you begin to see hydration not as a routine task, but as a vital act of self-care, when you understand that resting is not a sign of weakness, but a sign of wisdom, you start to build a life that supports your body instead of working against it. Dr. Mathew R. Weir has consistently emphasized the importance of proactive care, reminding us that the smallest, most consistent habits can create the greatest long-term impact. His perspective encourages a deeper understanding that protecting kidney health is not about dramatic actions, but about steady, intentional choices made over time. And this is where transformation happens, not in a single moment, but in the accumulation of mindful decisions that strengthen your resilience day by day. Picture a life where you wake up with clarity, where you move through your day with awareness, and where every choice you make is aligned with preserving your well-being. This is not an unrealistic vision. It is a reality that can be built through commitment and consistency. The heat will always exist. Challenges will always arise. But your response to them defines your outcome. You have the ability to prepare, to adapt, and to protect yourself in ways that go beyond mere survival. It is about thriving despite the conditions, about turning knowledge into action and action into lasting habits. And as you continue on this journey, you begin to notice something remarkable. The fear fades, replaced by confidence, because you know you are doing what is necessary to care for your body. You become more attuned to your needs, more responsive to the signals your body sends, and more committed to maintaining balance, even in difficult situations. This is the true power of awareness, the ability to stay one step ahead, to prevent problems before they arise, and to live with a sense of control that brings peace of mind. Remember, your body is constantly working for you, and in return, it deserves your attention, your respect, and your care. Every sip of water, every moment of rest, every decision to step away from the heat is an investment in your future, a statement that your health matters. And when you embrace this mindset fully, you do not just protect your kidneys, you elevate your entire way of living, creating a life built on strength, wisdom, and resilience. So take this message with you, carry it into your daily routine, and let it guide your actions with purpose and intention. Because the choices you make today will shape the life you live tomorrow, and the power to make those choices is entirely in your hands. If you're benefiting from our topics, please subscribe, like, and turn on the bell notification so you can see our new videos early.